Hey guys, this video is going to be a rambling video about all the reasons I think ML is doomed in a creative sense, at least, and also a lot of the reasons why I left for a bit and didn't want to come back. The background of it is going to be a time lapse of one of the comics I made because I had no other footage, unfortunately, and please don't judge it. I swear, sometimes my comics actually do have, it's not just scribbling. Like, I actually have a plan. This one, I just had an idea and I really wanted to get it on the page, so I just scribbled on the canvas. Either way, I guess I'll just get into it. The first reason why I really was put off by Moonton's creative direction for ML is the blatant use of generative AI. I'm not someone who's qualified or should be the one to teach you how generative AI is ethically and morally very wrong. I think that's something you should research about if you're just someone passionate about art or even care for the integrity of artists. Essentially, just to put it simply, generative AI isn't just the type of AI where, you ask something to make you a quick spreadsheet with certain numbers that you already got. Generative AI, the generative part is because this AI has a whole library, a data bank of images and music, movies, voices, writing, anything on the internet, anything that's ever been out. And it will essentially take whatever's most positively reviewed by people and just make an abomination of that. So if you've seen like a lot of the AI drawings, quote unquote, it's very polished and like overly studio lighting and whatnot, and like it's like perfect looking people and like beautiful colors, but ultimately it's like just everything thrown into a page. There's no cohesion in the art, nothing. It's literally just what has been the most popular and what do these users who ask for these images, what do they accept most, and then it'll keep doing that. So it basically steals, but I don't even like saying AI steals because I feel like that's humanizing them, and it's not. It literally just has a bunch of artwork that all these artists didn't consent to being on the platform because it was just something posted online or just everyone's consumed, and it just vomits out what it thinks is a replica of that. Either way, I don't want to go into too much about it. I don't want to preach too much on it, but Moonton has a serious love, and I knew we were doomed from a long time ago, because if anyone was going to get the grimy hands on generative AI, it was going to be Moonton. I think I kind of hoped it wouldn't be this bad, but here we are. If you've seen their TikToks, they did actually post an Aulus one where they showed how a real artist had all these plans for the animation and whatnot, and like all the time frames and whatever. That one, it really baffles me because they post a behind the scenes of an actual artist and the effort they put into it, and then they'll post an entire AI generated video of the ones I've seen are Marcel and Hirara, I think it was. There's a few more, but you can just tell it's AI because the camera movement has a really specific way of kind of being a bit buggy, and then the character details do not stay together. It's just, you can tell when it's AI, and especially the backgrounds is very obvious with how weirdly smudged. Either way, Moonton has artists that work for them, right? Real people, really talented people, individuals who are so capable of making amazing illustrations and artworks and even writing and animations and whatnot. And they even have an MGL team. It's just such a sad reality that we live in, where these companies, just to save a quick buck, they will generate an entire AI video to promote a character, when MGL artists have been making art for them for literal diamonds, like not even real money, just 1,000 diamonds in the in-game currency. There will be definitely so many of them that are willing to make videos for these character promotions. And not only that, I've noticed, the first time I noticed them kind of using AI was with skin surveys. What I think is happening, what I've observed, is there are real artists who make these skin concepts, right? They hire artists, there's certain people like Deadman who come back and work for them often, and they're all amazing. But there are a few where you can kind of see that Moonton's fed their artwork into an AI and said optimize it. So a lot of times you'll see the face is like overly cleaned up and like a bit blurred. And I don't get why they do that, because the artwork itself looks fine. Like, you can tell it's a human's drawing because the details are proper. There's like intention in a lot of the designs. It's just the face a lot of the times comes out overly fleshed out, which is a very classic trope of AI. Anyways, that was a very disappointing thing to keep seeing happening. I don't even want to get into the fandom side where they just love AI. I cannot. I would just be so angry talking about it. Either way. Another big issue was just the direction of skins and hero revamps in general. I have a term for it. I'm calling it like the sanitization of ML, because Moonton's been afraid to make distasteful designs anymore. We don't get heroes like Diggy or Glue, Minotaur, even the Minotaur's like a really boring design. Anything that's not remotely beautiful and human and conventionally attractive. Even with the skins, they always opt for safe stuff like, oh, hot, sexy fantasy babe in a tech costume, or, you know, buff twink, like a twink who's like skinny enough with abs and like a really nice K-pop hairstyle. It's really overdone. And then they'll slap on like a bajillion colors that have no cohesion, just so it's eye-catching, just so the skin effects can be blinding, and people will be like, well, it's worth my money because it's eye-catching. I'm so sick of it. I miss when we actually had themed skins. Like, look, controversial opinion, I guess, but we need more stuff like Venom Squad. Yes, they're ugly. Harley's skin is ugly, but it's because it follows an actual theme and it does a good job at that theme. And the whole point of it was to look gnarly and weird. We don't have that anymore. And don't even talk to me about Chip, because that's someone's persona in someone's furry fantasies. There's a market for that somewhere. And another major issue I have is anime collabs. Get these anime kids out of here. I like anime. Well, not as much anymore, but I used to really enjoy anime. We should have stopped at Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya skins are peak bedang. Saint Seiya skin is the best thing ever in the game. But the rest, like once we started getting heroes that was specifically made to be a base for anime skin collabs, like Suyo, Kalia, even like Xavier and Julian, we were doomed. Because now we're having these skinny little anime twinks running around chasing SpongeBob on the map, and it's really distasteful. Like, this isn't Land of Dawn, this is Comic-Con, you know? And this goes into the issue of sanitization, where we're only getting handsome and pretty heroes so that they can sell more. And it's because I know this is all to profit the market. And I understand that. As a business, yes, you need to make money. The numbers have to keep going up. There's no end. You got to keep making more and more and more. So of course, if a pretty girl is selling well, you would make another prettier girl, and then you revamp the ugly girl, quote unquote ugly girl, to look prettier so that she can have another aspirin skin and she can sell a bunch of money. And then get the handsome boy, and then make another handsome boy for an anime collab, and then now that handsome boy can have a collector's skin that sells a shit ton. I understand the numbers have to keep going up, but if, from just an artistic perspective, basically eliminating the creative ecosystem of these characters in their world, in the land of Dawn, it just makes a very bleak future for the game. I want to, and I'm kind of planning to, make videos on each hero revamp that I think was horribly fucked over and disservices what the initial character was. A few of the ones I'm thinking about is all of Necrocreeps of Ixana, Leo, Mortfaramis, and then mostly I want to get into like a lot of why the lore rewrites were really bad. Another few is Sun. I don't know if I'll make a whole video. I think the main point of Sun's revamp being bad was just, why did they make him look so human, right? Another one is Ling and Zilong's laws. I think the new version of them is really shitty and blatantly bad compared to the old ones. So I do want to make those videos. But to basically sum everything up, I guess the main few reasons I've been really put off by ML recently, well, not even recently, for like the last year, was number one, AI. This is like a very big issue to me. Ultimately, we're all doomed. Generative AI has become so big, and it's a very harmful tool for humans to have. I don't think some people realize how bad it is, because it's not just, oh, we're stealing quote unquote art styles and whatnot. It's used to harm people. You know, deepfakes exist. There are very bad pictures of children being made with AI. It's not just a simple tool that people are using to be quick and make a quick buck. It's unfortunately something that's going to affect everyone negatively. Either way, yeah, don't want to get too much into it. You should do your own research. I highly recommend you should. And then the next reason is, we have no diversity in the game anymore with heroes. Everyone is just there to be a base for an anime collab. And all the skins are super hot and pretty and handsome and cool. And the last reason, I guess, is Muton just fuck up everything. Revamps, new heroes, even new hero lore. Like, I can't remember the last time I read a new lore that I thought was genuinely very interesting and in-depth. That's kind of it, I guess. I do really want to make videos going into fuck-ups that Moonton has made, especially in terms of revamps. And I'm just trying to figure out if I should do it like a just ramble style, or if I should do a more planned video, if there should be a speed paint in the back, because then I have to try and work on speed paintings. But either way, let me know if there's anything you want to know, and if there's anything else you think Moonton's fucked up on. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Okay, I was gonna post a video, and then I see this bullshit, and it's kind of relevant, so I'm gonna talk about it. Essentially what's going on is, recently on the advanced server, Moonton has decided they're going to add this into the interface. What it is, from what I can clearly tell, is that it's AI generated animation of Layla doing some bullshit with a gun because it's like, I guess, run out of energy or something. You can't really tell because it's mostly AI. Like, they don't know how to make a cohesive storyline for an animation. They just fart out some bullshit. But like, I can't really tell if maybe it was made by someone, like an actual human, and then it was fed through the machine once again, as Moon fucking Dog loved to do. And that's why we have this really rigid, buggy animation where you can tell, here, her hair, it squiggles weirdly, and then the orb in her gun, it glows really. Like, a human wouldn't animate it that way. It's not cohesive. Oh my god. This is so embarrassing. I don't know, this person is talking about how people are trying to compare ML to Wild Rift, and it's embarrassing because it's some AI swap. The MOBA scene is rapidly growing so quick every single day. We've got AOV, HOK, Wild Rift, or Munji, I think it's called, and then a bunch of other ones that are trying to get to like the status of Wild Rift. ML has always been the competition, and they've been doing well for themselves regardless of all these new competitors coming in. Like, relatively, they've been doing pretty well. So why is Moonton digging their own grave? Like, saying I play Mobile Legends Bang Bang in itself is already so embarrassing, because that's the game that got sued by Riot and always steals and makes uninteresting and uncreative designs. And it's just like a landfill of anime collab skins. So it's already pretty embarrassing to admit you play this game. And then now, what are we going to be known for? A fucking AI interface. Like, Riot and Tencent aren't perfect companies either. They've done some shady shit. They've made bad decisions. But at least I can speak for Riot's side. I don't know much about Tencent, but for League of Legends, Riot at least respects the form of art, the humanity of art. As far as I'm concerned, and I know, they don't fucking put AI in the interface for any of the games. Any of their games. Oh my god, this just pisses me off. I have no other words. It's disgusting. Hopefully, this won't make it to the original server, and the devs will be like, you know what? We're getting a lot of negative backlash, so maybe we should just scrap all this and not fucking do some bullshit like this again. Not touch AI like this again. But we just have to see. So isn't this fun?